So we just witnessed the destruction of Babylon within that first video, and the Middle East as a whole has just completely broken out into war. So at the moment, we have the Ottomans declaring an offensive war against their neighbors to the north, the Hittites, as well as we just saw the conflicts between Bulgaria and Byzantium break out. And I don't think that this Civ is going to be able to take over Constantinople. I know their military looks really good, but Constantinople is just too tough to take with only 2 possible tiles to melee. I'm sure Bulgaria and AI didn't rush embarking, so he probably can't travel across the Black Sea. This is going to be tough without somebody else's help. But either way, some interesting things should happen. We also just saw the Pope get up Confucianism. That is strange. So we have a Confucius Pope. Cool. Anyways, okay. And Mali just reformed their religion, so that was very quick. Turn 70. So we were able to really rush through the first few turns of the series, and at a certain point, because it happens every single time we play in Europe, at a certain point I'm going to completely lose track of all the conflicts that take place, because things are going to get so insane by turn like 110 that we're just going to be looking around to see like what's happening, what sieges are occurring, because I can't keep up with all the notifications. My next question is, who does Assyria attack next? Does Assyria now turn to the Sumer and go after them? The Sumer are definitely not ready for an Assyrian invasion. I mean, I don't know how strong these Vulture units are, but there's only 3 of them. And the Assyrians clearly have a lot more. The Umayyads seem to be a little bit more protected. So do the Armenians, especially considering the mountains. Oh, that's big. That's big. The British just got up the Great Lighthouse. However, clearly their English Channel is going to be very divided, with Normandy here, with Amsterdam kind of cutting off their passage to the North Sea. Without some sort of open borders agreement, the British are going to have a tough time. They're going to have a very tough time. Great Wall has been built by, I believe that is Bohemia. Yes, it is. Bohemia not doing bad at all. They've got 3 cities, all heading up towards the Baltic Sea. Germany in an okay position. They've got a nice military at least. Ooh, and Flanders is probably going to be able to... Uh-oh, what happened here? Okay, so we've got Greece and Hungary teaming up against, my apology... Oh, and hey, the Sumer fell in terms of average food surplus. It's now Songhai. Then France. Whoa. France is going for a very, I guess, tall strategy. Well, they do have this very nice river right next to them, so that keeps Napoleon always in kind of a good position on these TSL starts. Yes, so who did they declare war on? No, they declared my Civ. No, you can't declare war on Florence. No one does it without some sort of retaliation. Sardinia Piedmont doing pretty well. Actually, to be honest, though, I think Tuscany is probably going to lose this city. Maybe they won't. Forget about this Byzantium settlement just west of Bulgaria. We also have the Armenians teaming up against the Ottomans. Oh, just as the Ottomans were about to take over the Hittite capital. So what does the AI do? They continue to go after it, and they'll take it over. We also have Greece and Poland going after the Goths. The Goths are ready, though. Yeah, Lodz is in a bad position. And that was Poland declaring an offensive war, too. Ooh, the Ottomans pieced out because they're worried about the Armenians. This could be big for Armenia. I mean, look, there's a lot of melee units, a lot of range units. I think they have a good opportunity of taking Istanbul. All right, so this is pretty much the point where I completely lose track of all the notifications, almost all the notifications, and we just look for notifications to the top telling me what city's fallen, or we look around for city sieges. Either way, Poland's in not a good position. They did not declare a very smart war. Lithuania declared war on Poland, as well as the Huns are going to try to get involved, but they're pretty much too late. So I think it's safe to say that Poland's going to completely collapse. Lithuania desperately needs this. And I really don't want to jinx myself here, but are we finally going to see a strong Prussia? The Prussian mod really thrives in their, kind of Renaissance era, industrial era state. But in the early game, they're so bad. This modded Civ has always been destroyed in the early game, or they haven't been able to expand, so by the time they get to the late game, they're nothing anyways. If Prussia can just survive early game, not mess up, stay quiet, they're going to have a very strong military towards the end. I believe they've got like some crazy bonus for their great general production, or great general points, something, whatever you want to call those things. Lithuania is going to be looking good because they might take Krakow, and if that is pronounced that way, and then they're also going to grab something just northeast of the Prussian Empire, maybe just south of Finland too. Reformation looks like it will be the Goths that might take this, right? No, they don't have any melee units. It will be Lithuania. And there we go. How's Bulgaria doing? See, Bulgaria needs to attack this Byzantium city, not Constantinople. Armenia is having a little bit of trouble here. Assyria already looks really well in the Middle East. Oh my goodness. Egypt's going to have a tough time. And there it is. Okay, so yeah, Lithuania has grabbed their second city now through conquest, and then they'll settle their second environment. Environment? I didn't want to say city again, so I said environment, and that just sounded weirder. France versus Belgium. Can France do this? Belgium looks pretty good. I don't know if you want to try this or not. When did that happen? When did Germany declare war on Flanders? I don't remember that. Why would you do that? And France is going to have to cut through all of these units. I think this is ultimately just going to hurt Napoleon because he's not going to be able to defend himself from a possible Norman attack. We have Austria now going after Warsaw. Yeah, people are going to jump after the fact that Poland has, only a handful of units left. They're only left with Warsaw itself. There's going to be a race. There is a race for the Polish capital. Remember, Lithuania has early unique units, so that kind of is going to give them a little bit of help here in this war. Uh-oh. That is, oh, no, that's just Bohemia declaring war on Tuscany. We're fine. And Pisa's still there. We've got the pyramids built by Bavaria. So much going on this map, and it's only turn 84. It's crazy. Spain is clearly gearing up for war too. They just desperately need an infrastructure down to connect to Barcelona. But I don't think that's going to happen. Africa already very divided between Morocco. We've got the Vandals. Songhai just chilling, just watching everything happen. Kind of watching all this take place. And Armenia, Armenia will not be able to take over Istanbul. It's not going to happen. What's going on here at the edge? At the edge of the world. Russia's still at 3 cities. The Huns not pushing forward. They're at a war between, I think, for Poland, right? But they're not going to take it, obviously. Ooh, smart war. Egypt teaming up with Carthage. Geez, I don't even want to attempt to pronounce these guys. Maybe I'll try it. Ayyubid? I don't know. Either way, that was a smart AI move by Egypt and Carthage, since these guys are kind of forward settling and expanding very quickly without building a military. Any other conflicts? No, that was just the newest one. That is the newest one. Surprised that Portugal hasn't settled a 4th city. I figured they would have by now. Yep, there goes Germany is pieced out with Flanders. Probably not the smartest choices, Germany. You should have waited to go after somebody else. Now we have the Umayyads teaming up against the Ottomans. A lot of people upset about the, I don't know, I mean, the Ottomans haven't really, I was going to say Ottoman expansion, but it's like they only have 2 cities. Like, what? Why are you mad for? Why are you mad for? I don't understand. Okay, so we should see the fall of Warsaw. Ooh, Scandinavian War. Sweden going after Denmark. Yeah, I mean, Denmark has really only built a navy. I mean, they've got a lot of embarked units. I'm sure they're trying to reinforce these areas. Again, this is going to be the same problem that Bulgaria is running into attacking Byzantium. Is Sweden, you can't take Copenhagen. There's just not enough tiles. Too much rough terrain. Not early on, I mean. You'll be able to take it later in the game, but not this early. Ooh, okay, Bulgaria won't be able to help out that much, but it'll just be between Russia and our new mod. Oh, the Huns and Finland going after the Civ. That's not good. Reformation. Mali has added Reformation belief. Okay. Hungary also. So who takes the Civ? Who takes Warsaw, I mean? Is it Austria or is it Lithuania? I think it's going to be Lithuania. They're a little bit more likely. Egypt took their first city back in Northeast Africa. And yes, it will be Lithuania because Austria has no melee units nearby. Bam! Poland is the second Civ destroyed. And right after that, Prussia's jumped after. Prussia didn't wait long. Prussia and Bohemia, in fact. The thing is, Lithuania still has a pretty good military. Even though they took 2 Polish cities, they still have a very strong force. It'll be Bohemia and Prussia versus Lithuania. Yeah, that's tough. The Ottomans and Armenia piecing out. Ooh, now Bavaria and Germany. Everybody's jumping on the anti-Lithuanian train, I think. It seems like that. It seems like that. Yeah, Sweden will not be able to take Copenhagen at the moment. Lots of Dutch settlers. I bet you these Dutch settlers are going for Scandinavia. Well, that's really the only place they can go to, Drew. So you're not that smart, man. You're not that smart. Assuming that the only spot they can go to is the spot they're going to go to. The Celts, I love that the Celts have 3 cities here. And hey, the Huns took Novgorod. Look at that. That's pretty good for them. And the Huns actually have a 3rd city, too. You know, I think the Civ can end up surviving. They might end up surviving. I also think Lithuania might have a chance of surviving. Prussia doesn't really have a military. It's just Bohemia that you really need to worry about. And of course, France didn't really do much against Belgium. They both had about, they were both same military size and everything. So that was kind of obvious. Nothing was going to happen early game at least. And boom. Carthage now grabs the city. Oh crap. Is this city gone? Is this Civ gone already? They might just die right here. They don't have a military. Which means that I would have never learned how to pronounce that Civ's name. Come on, Cracklord. Jeez. It's terrible. No, I'll learn it in the next one. Bulgaria versus Austria. That's an interesting war. Why did you declare that, Austria? Bulgaria lost a lot of its military, I think, in its attempt of the siege of Constantinople. Clearly, I mean, they don't have the numbers that they were racking up before. Yep. Boom. All right. So, just like that, Egypt looks good. And Carthage will probably take this city. And there it is. I figured the Assyrians were not going to let their siege towers go to waste. Bohemia ended up taking Warsaw back away from the Lithuanians. Bohemia will keep that for themselves, it looks like. And Prussia will probably just chill. We've got the Parthenon, built by Switzerland. There you go, Switzerland. I'd love to see a strong Switzerland. That would be so cool to see Bern just start to expand its borders. This is interesting. You know, we're seeing a lot of vanilla civs do really well here. Some of the new modded civs are not doing all that well. We'll see if they stay alive. Okay, so we see the Pope has declared war in Bulgaria. I don't think that's going to mean anything. Austria can't really go much. I guess, yeah, there's this city next to Vienna. Milan might also... Milan can't do anything to the Pope either. The Confucius Pope. I love that. There goes Spain. Okay, there you go. And bam, just like that, they have been destroyed, this modded Civ. And now both Egypt and Carthage look pretty well, taking out their enemies. We've got Spain and the Moors. Spain and the Moors. The Moors don't really have anything built up, and the Moors never ended up expanding. So is this going to be the third? This would be the 4th Civ, I believe. This would be the 4th Civ to collapse. Because first was Babylon, then it was Poland, and then these guys, and now, I mean, it could be the Moors. I think Lithuania will survive. Nice. We've got Tuscany and Hungary piecing out. Florence lives to see another day. I guess we should consider the fact that Florence would only be, as long as Florence expands, that's all that matters. It's Florence, not Tuscany, that we worship, right? Right? I don't know. You tell me. Bulgaria. Oh, that's a big one. Especially considering how well Greece is doing right now. That's a pretty big declaration of war. You've got 3 cities on one side, 3 cities on the other, both consolidated empires, and one Civ not having the best of militaries. Assyria having the strongest military in the world right now. 2nd is Greece. Oh my gosh. 3rd is Rome. 4th, Bismarck. Normandy, William I in 5th place. Attila the Umayyad, Bohemia. I always mix that up. That's Norway, isn't it? Or is it Finland? I always mix Norway and Finland up. But yes, and then Austria at 10. Who is the weakest besides me? Actually, I have a nuclear submarine, so I might not be the absolute weakest. So So here are the weakest, just so everybody knows. So kind of look at these civs to be next on the chopping block. Next up to maybe fall here. Turn 100. So we've had all this stuff happen before turn 100. Russia now setting its sights on Lithuania. Austria too, but Austria won't be able to do much to Lithuania. Hungary maybe a little bit. Bulgaria and Bohemia. Yeah, so everyone's jumping on the fact that Bulgaria declared a very ineffective offensive war. They ended up losing a lot of military units. I'm waiting for the Goths to... I bet you the Goths will get involved, and then that's kind of the end right there of Bulgaria, I think. Austria already has pikemen, and they have a ranged unit ready to go. They might be able to take this over. Yep, so we're seeing kind of two coalition wars form. One against Bulgaria, and the other against Lithuania. Civs that, look pretty good. They've got like at least 3 cities in the empire, and they just don't have the military to defend those cities. Ooh. Greece. And, I didn't realize the Vandals ended up taking Sicily away. Alright, this is huge news. This is really huge news. The Assyrians just pretty much, they're forming a monopoly over the Middle East. These barbarians have popped up, though, so they're clearly dealing with some rebellious issues. But this is big. Assyria is already off to a really good start with this many cities, and they don't really have any more threats. It will always be tough to take over Armenia, though. We got to watch the Umayyad. The Umayyad who settled, I believe this is Cyprus, right? But same thing goes for Egypt and Carthage. We'll have to wait and see. We'll wait and see. But I do think it's interesting that Greece and Rome are working together so early to go after Carthage. Carthage will be safe. No one has deep sea sailing yet. I like that the Vandals stole away Sicily. That's a big move. Very big move. And here comes Spain after the Moor capital. Goths and Greece have peaced out. I didn't realize that the Goths and Greece were at war. Well, this will probably allow the Goths to maybe go after Bulgaria. Now we've got Portugal joining the bandwagon. Portugal, what are you going to do? Oh, okay, and here we go. That is very historical. Look at the historical accuracy in that. France and Scotland kind of working together to take out, to go after London. Somewhat historical. I guess you could say, hey, look at Leeds is already ready to fall. Well, we'll have to see what happens in the next one. Obviously, a lot of wars going on and only a few more. I'm sure it's only going to take place probably for another maybe 15 or 20 turns, and things are going to slow down for a second as everyone tries to stabilize their empire. So how many civs are going to fall in the next video? I think that's kind of an interesting question to pose because we've already seen so many nations fall. I think we could see maybe 2 or 3 more civs fall before turn 150. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.